Okay, welcome. This is probably the way every single singing teacher ever starts out teaching how to sing, but we're going to start with breathing. And I'm going to try to make it as simple as possible. So, anyone who's taken voice lessons or sung in a choir or even like has vaguely seen stuff in movies about singing always hears the phrase or knows the phrase, breathe from your diaphragm. This is an accurate description of how to breathe when you're singing, but it's confusing because we can't actually feel our diaphragms. They're inside, and so you can't like put your hand on your belly and actually feel your diaphragm. So I'm going to suggest that we rename this belly breathing because you can actually see and feel belly breathing when you're doing it. Belly breathing is pretty simple. I'm going to stand up. It's actually very simple. That doesn't mean it's easy, but all that happens when you breathe from your belly is that. I'll stand sideways. Belly fills up with air on the inhale, deflates on the exhale. So you can almost think of your belly as a little balloon. A couple things you'll notice here, my shoulders, my upper body, not moving at all when I do this. Just my belly. I'm not gasping, so you can barely hear me breathe when I do this. A lot of times, and this includes some professional singers who I think are amazing, but when you're listening to the recording, you can hear a kind of sound right before they sing. And that sound is essentially a telltale sign that they're not taking a full deep breath. So what I just did, even though, like I said, it's really simple, you can do it pretty quickly if you need to once you've practiced it. That gives you enough oxygen to sing a whole line of song and not feel like you're gasping for breath. It's a full deep breath. When you're shallow chest breathing, two things happen that you don't want. One is that you're not getting enough air, and so you're always kind of feeling like this panicky feeling of not having enough air. And the other thing is, especially if you're getting your shoulders engaged, we don't really use our shoulders to breathe unless our bodies are very, very stressed out. So someone who's just run a marathon might be breathing like this because they literally don't have enough oxygen and they're getting more oxygen into their body. But if you breathe like this when you think you're taking a deep breath, that's kind of giving your body a signal that you don't have enough oxygen, and therefore your body gets stressed and your body gets tense. And I don't think I did say this in my intro, but huge important thing to always remember is that if your body is tense or stressed, your voice is also tense or stressed because your body is your instrument. So you want to make things as easy, natural, chill as possible, and belly breathing does that. Hooray. It's also worth noting that we all used to belly. I gave it away. We all used to belly breathe when we were babies. Babies, if you watch a baby breathe, they're breathing from their belly. And actually, same as if you watch one of your pets breathe, like a dog or a cat, you'll see the same thing. So it's something we all used to know how to do at some point. I've worked with small children, fairly small, like 5 or 6, who already don't know how to do it, so or forgotten. So I think it has something to do with us standing upright that makes it hard to do, and we sort of lose that skill. But it's not too hard to regain. So my suggestion for anyone watching this, if you really want to practice this, and some of you may already do it, it's kind of a meditative breath that people will do when they're meditating or in yoga or something. But to really feel what it should feel like, do it lying down, practice it lying down, and set like a 2-minute timer every day. You could do it right after you wake up in the morning, before you go to bed at night, go to sleep. You're already lying down. And just, it's easier lying down because your shoulders don't even want to get into it. And you just want to watch your belly rise up towards the ceiling when you're lying down, and then back down again. And it should feel, you can do it as slow as you need to start out. It's easier, slower. You can visualize things like the ocean going in and out the tide. That's what I used to do. So it's very relaxing. It should feel, you'll start feeling your belly fill up with air and then the air leaving. And singing, good singing, is really more about how it feels than how it sounds to you. And I know that's counterintuitive, but if you can get the feeling of what belly breathing feels like, then when you're singing and you have all this other stuff to think about, you'll still be able to tap into that, and it can start becoming your default way of breathing between lines. Okay, so that's it for now. Let me know if you have questions. I might do a follow-up video on this because there's probably things I haven't addressed. But for now, it's just fill up, let it out. Fill up, let it out.